Professor P. Ramasani, and of course Dr. Sri Stephen Yap, Dr. Yoon, Sheila, Mr. Wee, who is the CEO of Penang Science Cluster. It's a great pleasure for me to witness the signing of the lease of Wisma Yap Choi ground floor between Penang Development Corporation and Penang Science Cluster. Now we have actually leased the entire building from the trustee of Wisma Yap Choi, represented by, of course, Dr. Sri Stephen Yap. And today's event is just only the ground floor. The top floor, the top two floors, will be used as our creative animation triggers. I think afterwards there will be presentation. So I will just welcome the effort, because I think it's a major milestone for everyone, especially in our effort to build more talents for science and technology. And through the Penang Science Cluster, we are setting up the largest Penang Science Cafe in the state. At Wisma Yap Choi, I think with at least 12,000 square feet. How many thousand square feet?
13 plus 15,000.
15,000 square feet. Altogether is around 15,000 square feet. Okay, 12,000.
13 is what we are leasing. We're leasing 13. Then there's a courtyard space that we can also
But
use.
it's not mentioned here, right? So I think around 13,000 square feet. Where is the ground floor? And this one will be used for our Penang Science Cafe. The Penang Science Cluster was established in 2009 as a joint initiative between the state government, academia, and the captains of the manufacturing industry to rekindle interest in science and technology amongst the young, and to create a channel to inspire the young people of Penang for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, to establish Penang as a center of excellence. So in order to establish Penang as a COE for science and tech, the collaboration between the Penang state government and manufacturing industries, they form the backbone of the Penang Science Cafe and the Penang Science Cluster for PPP, public-private people partnership. At the same time, I also like to also mention that we have announced earlier that we will be organizing the Penang International Science Fair that will be held on 15 to 16 November at SPICE. And this science fair will be the largest in the country with over 50,000 visitors. Great science fairs of this size and scope do not happen overnight. Great science fairs are results of hundreds of parallel activities and collaboration over each year that are organized within the community, creating interesting innovations. And this is what the Penang Science Cluster has done. You know how beautiful Wisma Yap Choi is. That's why we signed a 30-year lease to lease it for WOU, Kawasan Open Universities. Of course, as I said, they are the trustees. And we are also spending 5 million to restore it, because they say it's a heritage building, a very famous heritage building. And today we are witnessing the signing of the ground floor. So even though we are leasing it, but actually we are using back for education, for science and technology. And we are leasing the ground floor for Penang Science Cafe. So this is something very exciting, because the one that we have set up in Baru, the first one was in Baru. We have already, I think, how many thousand? 2,000 youngsters. I think they have shown how they can benefit, and we have also see that probably there will be quite a number of engineers from this group of youngsters. And the Penang Science Cluster, their effort over the last 5 years, where they've reached out to 51 schools throughout the state, especially in robotics and of course embedded systems program. So it is something that we are looking forward to, and we hope that this will further expand, because we start with one, now we got two. We hope to have one in every district. And this will of course help us to reach out to all the wonderful kids in Penang, especially those who are have an aptitude for science and technology. We also want to ask to get more women to come in. That's why we got Ashida here. She is, of course, one of the directors of Penang Science Cluster. You need to show women scientists lah. I mean, people like Hatimi lah, this Wing Mao lah, and Ashida. I think these are very good examples of women. And now we are also seeing actually there are more and more women engineers nowadays. I like during their time, they were probably the only jewels in the crown. Now men are the jewels in the crown. We're getting less and less men. So I think it's something that we want to bring together. And of course, over that science cafe, we have this Makers Fair, which we will be pushing it very strongly in the exhibition on the Penang International Science Fair on the 15th and 16th. There will be this Makers Fair, what students do on their own. And this is actually the latest trend in science and technology. So Penang is right on top. Penang is keeping pace with the latest trends in science and technology. And I think we hope to see Penang grow from strength to strength, and of course succeed in establishing the COE. So finally, I'd like to thank Keysight Technologies, the pillar head for community engagement and entrepreneurial development, pillar of PDC. There are 5 pillars. Keysight Technologies is one of the pillar head, for their continuous commitment to the Penang Science Cafe rollout, and also the other contributing members from the PSC, B Brown, Intel, Business Wise, Dreamcatcher, Exabytes, Motorola, Unicircuits, and of course, National Instruments.
It's a place where people collaborate, have ideas over a cup of coffee. And there will be reading materials, places for them to collaborate, screens that they can discuss over ideas, a library, and then if you go into the workshop area, so this will now can be turned into 3 workshops but collapsible to link to one big event, and then we head into the courtyard where we can have racing tracks, flying demos, and what have you. And that's the ends with a snapshot of Penang Science Cafe. We call it at Heritage, which is my job.
Our aspirations for Penang not only to be a leading scientific center of excellence, but also a leading center of excellence for scientific education. So just not for science and technology, but also for scientific education. This regard, maybe I want to ask Professor Prof to say a few words on this effort by the state government to round up here.
Okay, I don't have. Anyway, I think this is I think this is a great initiative, and I think as we have constantly remarked, this initiative actually with the support of the state government and pursued by the industry. I think that's the best combination that you can get to get things done. I think the Penang state government has used that particular model to pursue, especially in terms of science and technology, and hopefully such a model, in fact, this PPP, triple P, when the federal government is talking about this PPP, I suppose there might be some qualitative differences how we pursue these things to its logical conclusion. But nonetheless, I think it's a great effort, and I welcome the initiative by the private sector, particularly industries, and then, apart from this signing of agreement, I think we're heading for a major one, that is the Penang Science, what do you call it, cafe, and what do you call it, the Penang Science exhibition. I think to me that will kind of showcase all the small things that we have done. That I say, great effort. Thank you.
Any questions? actually this is something that is very exciting. If you can see the faces of the kids, the children, I think that's what is exciting. Because you are talking about building future talent. You have to start them young, especially the future engineers, architects, the scientists. We really have to start them young.
So,